Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Everyone, please respond in the chat box, guys. Any newcomers are there? Any newcomers are there? Please type me in the chat box. Good morning to everyone. Any newcomers are there? Please type me in the chat box. Yeah, nothing to worry, newcomers. Okay, still we have not got into programming part. Now I'm preparing the concept, guys. Okay, today officially Spring programming starts. Today onwards, officially I'm going to introduce Spring core module. So you can happily continue in this batch and you can watch these backup videos. So these are the backup videos I am sharing with you. These are the backup videos I am sharing with you. Is that clear? Once the link is changed, I will create Google Classroom and I'll share with you. Okay, guys. Spring Boot, all our frameworks, guys. Yes. Based on the kind of applications we develop using these frameworks, how many types of frameworks are there? I listed here. Can you tell me how many types of frameworks are there? 5 types of frameworks are there. ORM frameworks, example, Hibernate, is there to develop what? Objects-based database software independent persistence logic, right? MVC frameworks. Okay. MVC frameworks, guys. Model view controller frameworks are there to develop what, guys? Web applications are there to develop web application. Web service frameworks are there to develop distributed application. The application whose services can be accessed locally and remotely from different types of client application. Yes or no? JWE frameworks. Okay. These frameworks are there to develop standalone application, web applications, okay, distributed applications, all kinds of applications can be developed by using what? JWE framework. Example for ORM framework, guys, Hibernate. Example for MVC framework, Spring MVC, Spring Boot MVC. Example for web service framework, Spring REST, REST Easy, all this stuff. JWE framework, Spring Boot comes under JWE framework. What is left to discuss, my dear? Big data framework. Shall we concentrate? Newcomers, don't worry. When you watch backup videos, you will get idea about all the four types of framework. Today we are here to discuss big data framework. Okay, now listen carefully. To become Java developer, Java full stack developer, Java full stack developer, we just need to learn 4 frameworks. 5th framework is not required. Though it is there in Java, you need not to learn 5th framework. 5th framework is required. Are you understanding? Okay. Super, guys. Okay, but big data frameworks are required as part of data science program, guys. What program? Data science program. Are you understanding my statement? There is a data science concept now, data science diploma, data science course. Okay, as part of that, we have to study big data pro. But these big data frameworks are designed in Java, guys. Yeah, that's a separate concept to learn. But we try to understand what is big data and what are the big data frameworks. So first of all, let me say 1024 bytes is equal to what, guys? 1 kilobyte, right? 1024 KBs is equal to 1 megabyte, right? 1024 megabytes is equal to 1 gigabyte, right now, boss? 1024 GBs is equal to, tell me, 1 terabyte. 1024 TBs is equal to, tell me, petabyte, right now, boss? Petabyte. Tell me next one. 1024 PBs. Petabytes is equal to, I think, 1 zettabyte now, boss. 1 zettabyte. Like this, lot of things are there. Tell me, guys. Facebook generates 13 petabytes data. What, guys? 13 petabytes data per hour. YouTube generates how much, guys? 20 petabytes data per hour. 20 petabytes data per hour. Okay, guys. Do you think a regular database software like Oracle, MySQL can store this data, guys? Can store and manage this data, guys? This is not a normal data. This is the big data, right? So now I'm defining what is big data. The data that is beyond storing and processing capacity. Storing and processing capacity is called big data. Are you understanding my statement? The data that is beyond storing and capturing capacity is called big data. Boss. Tell me, what is this? Example, Facebook data, FB data, Insta data, come on, YouTube data, Gmail data, okay, and etc. Okay. Big data cannot be stored and managed in regular database softwares and regular computers. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Regular single computer. Can be stored in regular single computer, guys? Okay, guys. Tell me, guys. Okay, to store and manage big data, we need a special frameworks. They are called big data frameworks. What they say, what they say, try to store huge amount of data in multiple computers that are connected in a network and process and manage them by using some data algorithms. By using some data management algorithms. Are you understanding my statement, guys? If you install Oracle, boss, you try to store entire data in a single computer, na, boss? Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, they try to store entire data. They try to store and manage entire data in a single computer, right? We should increase computer hard disk. We should increase computer RAM in order to store more and more data. Are you understanding my statement? Okay, guys. Those multiple computers can be there in the cloud environment, can be there in a regular network. Is that clear? Not compulsory you should have cloud environment. Without cloud also, those computers can be there in a network. Okay, guys. To store and manage this big data, we use Hadoop is the big data framework, boss. Spark is the big data framework. Are you getting my point? Okay, we use big data frameworks. Which uses multiple computers connected in the network, connected in a network. Okay, connected in a network to manage the data, by applying some data management algorithms. Okay, guys. What are the big data frameworks in the market, guys? Hadoop. Hadoop. From which company? Apache. Hadoop from Apache. Next, Spark. From which company, guys? It is also from Apache. Hadoop and these two are popular. And compared to Hadoop, Spark is very fast, guys. Okay, then we generally say it says 100 times faster than Hadoop. While storing and managing data, it is 100 times faster than Hadoop. Okay, guys. All right. I think we have got new update for the Spark, guys. That is Spark X. Spark X. Okay, which is Spark plus plus. Which is Spark plus plus. Everyone getting my point? Super. Okay, but as a Java developer, are you worried about learning this? Okay, Java developer needs to learn only what is this? ORM, MVC, web service, JWE frameworks. That means no need of learning big data framework. No need of learning big data framework. Another note, guys. Okay. Big data frameworks are part of data science programming. Data science program, because big data also deals with the data. Data science also deals with the data. Yes or no, boss? Super, guys. Now you got idea? Okay, these are the 5 types of frameworks that are there in Java. Sir, why are you highlighting? All these are Java based, boss. All big data frameworks are Java based. If you want to learn Hadoop or Spark, first of all, you should have a strong core Java and advanced Java knowledge. At least strong core Java knowledge is required. Okay. Java based frameworks. They are created in Java. See, before learning Android, we will be having strong Java knowledge. Similarly, before learning Hadoop or Spark, we should have a strong Java knowledge. That's why I'm writing this one as what? Java-based framework. Right, boss. Okay, shall we get into the next level discussion? Yeah, see guys, based on the mode of programming we do in frameworks, based on the mode of programming we do in the style of programming we do using framework, there are two types of frameworks. Only two types. Invasive frameworks, non-invasive frameworks. What is what I will explain. Based on the style or mode of programming we do. We do using Java frameworks. We have two types of frameworks. We have two types of frameworks. Words are very interesting, guys. Invasive frameworks. Number two, non-invasive frameworks. This word you listen every day, almost every day in the classes. Okay, invasive framework, non-invasive framework. Invasive frameworks, non-invasive frameworks. Shall we analyze what is invasive framework, what is non-invasive framework, guys? Right. Listen carefully. Okay. While developing any class in framework-based application, any class in framework-based application development, if there is a rule that class must implement framework API interface or must extend from framework API class, then we can say that framework is invasive framework. That means application development is tightly coupled with the framework API. Tightly coupled means what? Dependency with the framework API is very, very required or not? Very much there or not there? Application development is tightly coupled with the framework API. What's the biggest problem in this framework, you know, guys? Framework says, hey, programmer, come to me, use me, develop the application. While developing the application, make your classes, okay, dependent to my API, my framework API. That means make your classes implementing my framework API interfaces. Make your classes extending from my framework API classes. That means you use me, develop the application, forever stay with me. You cannot think about taking your classes and moving to other frameworks to execute the code. Once you committed, forever you should stay with me. Once you committed, forever you stay with me. And invasive frameworks are like joining in the company by giving bond to company. For lifetime, I will work for you. Invasive frameworks are like joining in the company by giving bond to the company. Once committed, for lifetime, you have to work for that company. Invasive frameworks are like marriage commitment, boss. Invasive frameworks are like what? Marriage commitment. What do you mean by marriage commitment? Once you committed to marriage, okay, it is another 50 to 60-year project or not? Lifetime project to handle, right? Boy has to handle girl, girl has to handle boy. Tell me, overall invasive frameworks are good or bad? Bad. Why they are bad, guys? Why they are bad? Tomorrow some other framework came. Can you take the classes of current project? Can you execute those classes in other framework? No. There you have to freshly develop the classes from the scratch level. Right now, boss? Your code is portable across the multiple frameworks. Your code is portable across the multiple frameworks. No. What do you mean by tight coupling? If degree of dependency is more, okay, with framework APIs, we can say they are tightly coupled with framework APIs or not. Tight coupling means degree of dependency is more. Loose coupling means degree of dependency is less. Everyone understanding my statement, guys? While developing applications using these frameworks. Okay, using frameworks. The classes of the application, okay, must implement or extend from framework API. Framework API interfaces oblique classes. Okay. Okay, here applications are tightly coupled with what, guys? Tightly coupled with framework APIs. Framework API. That means the degree of dependency with the framework API is high or more, guys. The degree of dependency with the framework API is high. Tell me next one. Okay, guys. We cannot move applications code or classes to other frameworks for execution because they are implementing or extending from, come on, guys. Okay, extending from current framework APIs. Current framework API, come on, interfaces are classes. Interfaces are classes. Okay, boss. We cannot, right, boss? You are right. We cannot. Are you understanding my statement, guys? What this framework says, guys? This framework says, hey, programmer, come to me, use me, develop the software application, and stay with me forever. And stay with me forever. Are you understanding my statement, my dear? Okay, guys. This framework says, hey programmer, this is one word you need to remember. Hey programmer, come to me, use me. Okay. Develop the applications with me. And stay with me forever. Stay with me forever. Okay. Stay with me forever. This is very danger, na boss. Okay. These frameworks are like, okay, what is this? Joining in the company. Company with a lifetime bond, guys. What, guys? Lifetime bond. That's number one. Next, guys. B. Okay. Marriage commitment. This is only to understand, Rama. Commitment. Super, guys. Example. Yeah, if you are not able to see the screen, please rejoin. Example. Struts is a invasive framework, guys. Why Struts is outdated? Why Struts is outdated? Because of this reason. Struts is an invasive framework. Struts. JSF is not an invasive framework. Only Struts is an invasive framework. And some extent we can say WebWork is invasive framework. Both are Java framework, both are outdated because of a number of reasons, but one major reason is they are invasive frameworks. What's the next one, guys? Non-invasive frameworks. Exactly opposite, boss. Exactly opposite. Are you getting my point? Guys, everyone, please collect the backup videos. Day 6, the backup video is also with us. Day 6, the backup video also with us. The people who are not able to copy paste, problem is from your system settings. Okay, do one thing, click on each hyperlink. They will be opened in the browser and collect from the browser address bar. Click on each hyperlink, they will be opened in the browser and collect from the browser address bar. Clear? Super. I already given permission, guys. If you are not able to open, some disturbance in your custom system settings. Okay, guys. Yeah, what this framework says, guys? What this framework says? While developing application using these frameworks, the classes of the application, tell me, guys, need not to. Are you understanding? Need not to implement or extend from. What is there, guys? Framework API interfaces and classes. Yes, boss. Okay, guys. Tell me, what's the second point, guys? Here, applications are what, guys? Loosely coupled with framework API. Tightly coupled or loosely coupled, guys? Loosely coupled with framework API. Loosely coupled with framework API. Super. The degree of dependency is less and low. The degree of dependency is less and low. That means we can develop the classes as ordinary classes, ordinary interfaces, guys. The classes of the application will be developed, okay, as ordinary classes and ordinary interface, as we see in core Java. In core Java, while learning OOPS concept, did we make your classes extending from any predefined class? Did you make your classes implementing any predefined interfaces? No, not at all. Right now, boss? No, not at all. You developed as a normal class and normal interface. Right now, boss? Like normal class and normal interface. Are extending from object is the default activity. Are you doing any? Are you extending from any technology or framework API classes and interfaces? No, right now, boss. I'm not talking about the default ones that are coming. Are you extending from any technology specific, framework specific classes? Are you implementing any technology specific or framework specific interfaces? Right now, boss? Okay. Tell me, we can move now, boss? We can move applications, code or classes to other frameworks, right? Classes to other frameworks for execution because they are not implementing or extending. They are not implementing or extending current framework API interfaces or classes. Everyone understanding? Convinced with this point? Okay. Portability is there now, boss. Okay. Code or classes are portable across the multiple Java frameworks. Java frameworks for execution. How beauty it is, Ra Babu. Okay. What this framework says, guys? What this framework says? Hey, programmer, come to me, use me, develop the application. Okay. There is no rule to stay with me forever. As long as you are comfortable, listen carefully. As long as you are comfortable, stay with me. You are not comfortable, no problem. Take your code and try to execute your code in another framework. There you are not comfortable. Take the code and go to another framework, execute it. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay, there also you are not enjoying. Come back and again you execute in my environment. Come back and execute in my environment. That's the beauty of what, guys? That's the beauty of. That means while developing classes interfaces, they are ordinary class and interfaces. But framework facilities will be added at what time? Runtime. Framework facilities will be added at what time, guys? Runtime. So that's the beauty of code that is there in non-invasive framework. Everything you will look like an ordinary class and interfaces. Since framework facilities are applied at what time? Runtime. Runtime. So that your classes can be moved to any framework and you can enjoy facilities of any framework. Don't you think it's like looking like a joining in the company without bond? What's the advantage of joining in the company without bond? How many years you are comfortable, those many years you work for the company. Either you are not comfortable with the company or company is not comfortable with you. Both can be separated, right? Both can be separated, boss. It's a good thought now, boss. Okay, guys. That's the one thing. Another thing is, okay, I should not give this example, but I have to give. All are matured and engineers. Now, I don't mind giving this example. Okay, living together relationship. Marriage is a lifetime commitment. Living together is not a lifetime commitment, right now, boss? Okay, how many days they are comfortable, boy and girl is comfortable, they stay together. The day they are not comfortable, they will be separated. Yes, na, boss? Okay. Yeah. Sir, why are you talking all this thing? Our Spring is a non-invasive framework, Babu. Spring Boot is a non-invasive framework. That's why I'm highlighting this. That's why I'm highlighting this. Understanding? This framework says, hey programmer, come to me, use me, develop the applications with me, and okay, develop the applications with me, and tell me, guys, you can move the code. You can move the code or classes to any other framework, for execution whenever you want. Whenever you want. Yeah, guys. Working with non-invasive frameworks is like, tell me, guys, number one, joining in the company. Tell me, guys, joining in the company without bond, right? Next. Okay. Living together. Living together relationship. Super. Everyone enjoyed was, what are the examples for this? Spring is non-invasive. Spring Boot is non-invasive. JSF, Java Server Pages is non-invasive. Java Server Pages is non-invasive. Okay, guys. Tell me, in non-invasive programming, we write our code using ordinary class and interfaces. But framework facilities will be added to that code dynamically at runtime. Dynamically at runtime. So that same classes can be moved to another framework to add that framework capabilities again dynamically at runtime. Array, come on, guys. These classes and interfaces contains business logic. Business logic means calculations. On those calculations, I want to enjoy framework facilities, right? If framework is adding these facilities dynamically at runtime, same classes can be moved to another framework. So that framework facilities also will be added at runtime. If at all, that framework is also non-invasive framework. That's a beauty in boss. I hope you understood the cream point of this discussion. Cream point. At the time of compilation, no framework facilities will be added. What framework can do, what it can do on the code will be decided at what time? A runtime. So that's the reason the classes will be developed as ordinary classes and ordinary interfaces. Right now, boss? Okay, boss. Shravani madam, we have not still we have not started the coding, boss. Once we go on to coding, every day we are going to feel it. Once I start Spring programming, every day we are going to feel it. Right now, boss? Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. How to add runtime? In different frameworks, different facilities will be there. In Spring, we use some containers concept. In some other framework, we use some other concept. Okay. Tell me here, in non-invasive programming, okay, we develop the code using ordinary classes, oblique interfaces, and the framework facilities will be added to these classes. Framework facilities will be added to these classes. Dynamically at what time? Dynamically at what time? At runtime. So the same code can be moved to another frameworks for execution. Enjoyed, my dear? Super, guys. Okay, now listen carefully. Okay, I have to launch Spring Core module, guys. Okay, before that, everyone must understand what is a container. What is a container? So shall we start analyzing what is a container, boss? Please. Yeah, the people who studied Servlet JSP, they are aware of container. They might have heard about Servlet container, JSP container. Yes? Okay, now I am asking. Array, listen, boss. Hot cake in the market is Spring Boot only. But we cannot directly learn Spring Boot. We cannot directly jump into Spring Boot. Okay. So we enter into Spring. We understand Spring. Okay, from there we move to Spring Boot. Afterwards, all modules of Spring we are going to learn in Spring Boot. Is that clear? So that we'll be ready for old projects, new projects, and future projects. Everyone understanding my statement? Container, guys. Can you define the container? The people who already know Servlet container, JSP container, can you define container? To attend this course, Core Java is the main prerequisite. Nothing else is required. But it is recommended to do this course and Advanced Java parallel. Immediately, Servlet JSP knowledge is not required in this course. By the time I start Spring MVC, you should have basics of Servlet. Clear, guys? Array, don't think much, guys. A container is a software program who manages the whole life cycle of given resource. Given resource. Understanding my statement? Container is a software program who manages life cycle of the given resource from birth to death. Right from object creation to object destruction, everything will be taken care by container. Everything will be taken care by container. How to load the class, how to create the object, how to manage the object, how to execute certain methods automatically as a life cycle methods, how to destroy the object, how to perform garbage collection on that object, everything will be taken care by container. Okay, if you believe in God, okay, container is like a God. If you don't believe in a God, okay, let me give another example. It is like aquarium for the fish. Once fish is dropped into the aquarium, everything related to that fish survival will be taken care by aquarium, na boss? Will be taken care by aquarium or not? Can we see fish survival without aquarium? Can we see fish survival without aquarium? But once fish is dropped into aquarium, okay, the required water, required food, required oxygen, required ventilation, required other facilities will be provided by the aquarium or not? Will be provided by the aquarium or not? Convinced, my dear. Container is a software program. Software program, which takes care of the whole life cycle of given resource or class from birth to death. Okay. What do you mean by birth to get? Object creation to object destruction. Object creation to object destruction. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Container takes care of following operation on the given class. A. Loading of class. Tell me. Creation of object. Management of object. Management of the object. Come on. Rising life cycle events. Arriving life cycle events and calling life cycle methods. Array, when object is created, instantiation event is raised. It calls for life cycle method. When object is about to destroy, destruction event is raised, calls one life cycle method. Those life cycle methods will change container to container. In servlet container, different names. JSP container, different names. Spring related container, different names. Rising life cycle events and calling life cycle method. Array, come on, guys. Your birth is one life cycle event. Some celebrations will happen. You joining in the schooling, that is also one life cycle event. Some celebration, some puja kind of hangama will happen. Your academics completion is one life cycle event. Some celebrations will happen or not. College convocation festival will happen or not, boss. Say something, my dear. Please respond in the chat box. Your marriage is a life cycle event. Celebrations will happen or not. So rising life cycle event and calling life cycle methods also will also be taken care by this one, boss. Okay. Destruction of the object, destruction of the object. Nothing but garbage collection, Rabbi. Garbage collection. Destruction of the object, nothing but garbage collection. Super, boss. Container takes care of following operations on the given class. Loading class, creation of object, management of object, rising life cycle event and calling life cycle method, destruction of the object. All these are the various activities that it will take care or not. So examples was, examples, Servlet container. What is there? Takes care of servlet components life cycle. Super. Next, JSP container. What it will do? Takes care of JSP containers life cycle. Everyone getting my point? Takes care of JSP components life cycle. Next, Spring containers. Are you understanding my statement? Spring containers. These are also called IOC containers. Why Spring containers are called IOC containers, I will talk later. For the timing, you remember IOC means inversion of control. IOC means inversion of control. Are you understanding my statement? Inversion of control. Nothing but, okay. Nothing you will do, everything is taken care by container. That's why inversion of control. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. You are looking, you want money, boss. You should go to bank. You should apply for it. They will verify documents. They do inquiry. Okay. Then they sanction the funds. Na? Then they sanction funds. It's a regular process, right? You are not in need of money. Okay. They called you and said, okay, you have loan of 5 lakh rupees, which is pre-approved. You simply say yes in the SMS message, we will deposit 5 lakh into your account. Everything is reverse now, boss, here. Okay, what they have done? They only done the inquiry. They only done the verification. They only felt you are a good customer. And they kept everything ready. If you just say, I want it, they will deposit 5 lakhs into your account now, boss. Is it reverse of regular process? Come on, my dear. Is it reverse of regular process? Such activity is called IOC, inversion of control. Inversion of control. I'm talking about pre-approved loans. I'm talking about pre-approved loans. Monthly 2 lakh rupees is depositing to your account. Any bank will give pre-approved loans, Rabab. For software guys, this is very common, right? For software guys, this is very common. You have 3 offers, you have 4 offers. Not job offers, Rababu, loan offers. They give pre-approved car loan, they give pre-approved home loan, they will give pre-approved personal loan. Because per month, 1-2 lakhs are deposited into your account, right? And moreover, those funds are there in the account as it is. You are not spending much also. Then they will get the confidence on you or not. It's the reverse of regular process. Everything bank people are taking care and giving final product to us. Final outcome to us as an offer. Spring containers also called IOC container. Everything container take care. We need not to do anything. We need not to do anything. That's why Spring containers are also called IOC containers. Inversion of control containers. Takes care of spring beans. I'll explain what is spring bean. Don't worry. Takes care of spring beans life cycle. IOC means inversion of control. Okay. IOC means someone completely taking care of our job or task. Our job or task. Are you understanding my statement? Okay. Spring containers. Okay. Spring containers takes all the tasks or jobs from the programmers and completes them. So the Spring containers are called what containers, guys? IOC containers. Everyone understood my statement, my dear? So that Spring containers are called IOC containers. Okay. And we have EasyB containers, boss. We have EasyB containers. Takes care of EasyB components lifecycle. Takes care of EasyB component lifecycle. Okay, like this, lot of containers are there, boss. Lot of containers are there. I keep on saying one thing, boss. What is this? Container is an aquarium, right? Acquiring, managing the life cycle of resources oblique classes. Okay, called fishes. Are you understanding my statement? Called fishes. Tell me, this is an aquarium, boss. This is an aquarium, boss. Come on. Component is nothing but a reusable class, guys. When I use the word component, a reusable class. A reusable class is called component. Servlet component. A servlet component is a class now, boss. EasyB component. EasyB component is also one class, right? Okay. Any class that is reusable is called component, boss. Are you understanding my statement? Is that clear? Newcomers, please collect these details. Admin number, every other details also there here. Okay, guys. Tell me here. Here is like container. Here is like container, which we can call it as aquarium. Aquarium. Hey, listen carefully. This container runs on the top of JVM, boss. This container runs on the top of JVM. Why, sir? Any Java code must be executed directly or indirectly through JVM, na? Java code means directly, indirectly JVM is required or not? A container runs on the top of JVM and container executes our component. Our component is executed by container, but container is executed on the top of JVM. And directly, indirectly, JVM is required to execute any Java code, guys. Clear, my dear? Super. Okay. So JVM runs the container. Container runs our components. Container runs our component or take care of our components lifecycle. Super, guys. This tell me. This is component 1, this is component 2, this is component 3. Okay, these are the classes that you want. whose life cycle will be managed by container. Component 1, copy this. Component 2, this. Component 3, here. Component 4, this. Component 5, this. Component 5 is this, guys. Container executes on the top of JRE/JVM. Okay. Components executes. Components execute. Okay. Components execute in the container. So indirectly, JVM is involved to execute these components code na boss. Don't think that code is executing without JRE JVM. Please. Okay, we don't arrange JVM directly, indirectly. When you arrange JRE, automatically JVM will be there. Automatically JVM will be there. So everyone got the clarity what is container? Is that clear? Convinced, my dear? One final clarity, boss. Okay. Spring containers, also called what? IOC containers, are not alternate for. They are not alternate for. What is that? They are not alternate for Servlet JSP containers. Lots of people thinks that, oh, Spring containers are alternate for Servlet JSP container. They are given for different purpose. These are given for different purpose. Everyone understanding? Servlet container is to manage the life cycle of Servlet component. JSP container is given to manage the life cycle of JSP component. IOC container is given to manage the life cycle of Spring Beans. Okay, shall we understand what is Spring Bean now? Okay, guys. Vishal Karne, whatever classes we develop, whatever interfaces we develop in Spring programming, they need not to implement or extend from Spring API classes and interfaces. They are ordinary classes and interfaces, and they can be moved to any other framework whenever you want for execution. So that's why Spring and Spring Boot is non-invasive or not. Guys, you need not to write the running notes. You need not to write the running notes. I will share everyday document with you. Are you understanding my statement? Concentrate on listening, analyzing, responding back to me. I want reply from everyone. Super, guys. Shall we use the word Spring Bean here? Okay, guys. Right, boss. Shall we understand? Yeah, people are not able to digest. Sir, how can you say spring is non-invasive? Spring is non-invasive. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Mr. Gaurav and others. Okay, guys. Mr. Gaurav and others. See, guys, as long as you are using Spring annotations, it will be problem to move to another framework. But if you use Java config annotations, do you know Spring? In Spring, we can do coding by using Java config annotations. Okay, guys, others who don't know Spring, don't worry, because some people who already know Spring asking few questions, let me spend few minutes for them. The people who don't know Spring, don't worry about these answers. Right? And someone is asking, sir, in Spring, we develop some interfaces extending from some Spring API related interfaces, right? They are exceptional cases, guys. You cannot run by 2%, 3% code. I am talking about remaining 98% code, right? See, guys, while driving two-wheeler, helmet is must. It's a rule. But exception will be given to those people who are having head injury, who are having health issues. Yes or no, na? But based on that 1%, 2% exception cases, can we make that rule is not applicable? That rule is not followed? Suppose Sikh community people are there, they wear turban. So for them, is it applicable, guys? For them, it is applicable, not applicable. Something like this. 98% time we develop classes and interfaces as ordinary classes and interfaces. In can't but situation only, we try to make them. Understanding my statement? Can't but situation only, we try to go for violation of that rule. So that's why there is no wrong to call Spring and Spring Boot are non-invasive frameworks. Convinced, guys? The people who got Spring knowledge, Spring Boot knowledge, little bit. I hope you convinced. Can I go to my subject? Okay. The people who don't know Spring and Spring Boot, nothing to worry. We are going to spend time on these answers. Right, guys. Tell me, what is Spring Bean? Okay, guys. Okay, let me add one more point to the previous answer. One more point to the previous answer. Okay, listen. While moving our classes to other framework, there is no need we need to move every class now. We will move only those classes in which important logics are there. Anyhow, in those classes, we never implement Spring-specific interfaces, we never extend from Spring-specific classes. Right now, boss? I hope now you got the answer. Is it compulsory every class, every interface of Spring application should be moved to another framework while moving the code? Not compulsory. Not at all mandatory. And moreover, I said 98% code we write in a non-invasive mode. 2% you may be forced to write in invasive mode. Okay, forget about that code. Think about 98% and move it. Who knows this 2% code is not required in another framework? Is that clear, guys? Is that clear, guys? Suppose you are moving to Canada from India, boss. You have 100 clothes. You have 100 clothes. Okay. But in Canada, all 100 clothes may not be applicable. You may survive there with 60% clothes. Yes or no? Because some of your clothes in India, you purchase it for summer season. But in Canada, there is no summer season at all, right? Think in that angle. Think in that angle. So don't go by 1-2% exceptional cases, boss. Always go by majority cases. Okay. Shall we go back to the subject? Super. Okay. Spring Bean is a Java class whose object is created and managed by Spring Container or IOC container. This is the only one criteria, boss, to call Java class as a Spring Bean. That class object should be created and managed by Spring Container or IOC container. Clear, my dear? No other criteria. You can take predefined class or user-defined class, third-party supplied class as Spring Bean. The only condition is IOC container should create and manage that class object. No other criteria, no other, nothing is there. Your Spring Bean can be a user-defined class. Your Spring Bean can be a predefined class. Your Spring Bean can be a third-party supplied class. But you cannot take abstract class and interface as the Spring Beans. Why, sir? Can we create object for abstract class in Java? Or can we create object for interfaces in Java? No, not at all. So that's why can we take abstract class and interfaces as Spring Beans? Spring Bean is a Java class whose object is created and managed by Spring Container. Spring Container or IOC container. Okay, guys. IOC container or Spring container manages the whole life cycle of Spring Bean. Spring Bean. We can take any user-defined class or predefined class or third-party supplied class as the Spring. Third-party supplied class as Spring. Okay. Tell me, guys. We cannot take interfaces and abstract classes as Spring Beans because their instantiation possible or not possible? Is not possible. Their instantiation is not possible. Okay, guys. Now the question is how to tell to IOC container, take this class as Spring Bean. Take this class as Spring Bean. You should give intimation in one or other way. You should pass instruction in another way to IOC container. And there are so many predefined classes. Right? Some of them are supplied by Spring API people. Some of them are supplied by JDK people. Some of them you will create them, right? As user-defined classes. But how to tell to Spring container, take this class as a Spring Bean. For that one, we should give inputs to IOC container, instructions to IOC container, configurations to IOC container, either through XML or through annotations. XML is slowly becoming old, guys. Our legacy was. Legacy means still good, but people stopped using much. Percentage of utilization is reducing, right? Okay. But annotations is still popular. Annotation is still popular. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Super, guys. Now, shall we go for it now? Shall we go for it now, guys? Everyone. Okay. Why these many changes? Arey, technology is evolving, na? Technology is evolving. When they have introduced XML, just annotations are just arrived. So that's why they cannot depend upon annotations. As annotations popularity is increasing, right? They move to annotations. What is the lifetime of Spring? It is released first version 2000, now 2023. In 23 years lifespan, so many changes happens in the market, right? And Spring has to mold itself according to the market changes. Is that clear, guys? Why these many versions in Java? Right now, boss? Why these many versions in Java? Because as technology is evolving, features also should be added. Okay, as requirements in the market is increasing, new features should be added. Super, guys. Tell me, guys. We need to pass instructions or configurations to Spring container, also called IOC container, to make any Java class as Spring Bean, either using XML configurations. What is this, guys? XML configurations, legacy, guys, no doubt. Or using annotations. Okay, boss. Right, boss? Please listen carefully. If the Java class is user defined, then we prefer. Are you understanding my statement? I am on the job, Rababu. Wait. If the Java class is user defined, then we prefer configuring it as Spring Bean using annotations. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Using annotations like @component. Shall we observe? I have a class, guys. Normal class. Public class. Okay. Public class. Tell me. Okay. Wish message. Generate. Public class wish message generate. Here I have a business method. What is this? Generate wish message for certain user. Here some logic, don't worry. What is the logic, guys? Morning, good morning, afternoon hours, good afternoon, evening hours, good night. This is what I want to generate. But this is a normal class. But how to make it as a Spring Bean, guys? Yeah, by using @component annotation. @component annotation. @component is what? @component is what? Spring supplied annotation. What supplied, guys? Spring supplied annotation that makes normal Java class as Spring Bean. That means it makes IOC container to create what? Spring Bean class object with the given bean ID. This WMG is the bean ID, boss. Internally becomes object name. Are you understanding my statement? For us, it is bean ID, but internally object name. Object name means indirectly reference variable name, na boss? Bean ID, nothing but object name. Okay. So this is what, guys? Wish message generator object. wish message generator object. Wish message generator object. Are you getting my point? Yeah, this is the reference variable. What is the name of that reference variable, guys? Template. So this reference variable points to this object or not, guys? Are you understanding my statement? Based on at the rate component WMG. At the rate component WMG. The IOC container creates object for the wish message generator. Wish message generator having name WMG. Having name WMG. Convinced, boss? Sir, why should I write at the rate component WMG? There are so many user-defined classes in my project. How does Spring Container knows I have to make this class only Spring Bean? Will you show interest to make every class as Spring Bean, guys? No, no. We want to make few classes as Spring Bean. On those classes, we have to use either XML instructions or annotation instructions or not. Generally, if the class is user-defined class, we prefer working with what? At the rate component annotation. At the rate component annotation. In that process, we give bean ID. That bean ID becomes object name when Spring Container creates the object or not. When the Spring Container creates the object or not. Super, guys. Okay, I'll ask one small question, guys. I'll ask my small question. Can we open and add at the rate component annotation in the source code of predefined class? Possible? Third party supplied class is there, predefined class is there. Can we open and can we open and add annotation? Can we open and add annotation in the source code of any predefined class, guys? Is it possible? Most of the time they don't give source code, they give .class file. If they give .class file also, is it possible to open the code and add at the rate component annotation? But I want to see that predefined class or third party class as a Spring Bean. What should I do? Either I should think about going for XML based configurations. Using XML tags, I have to configure as a Spring Bean. Or we have a special annotations, guys. I will introduce that special annotation also. I have a special annotation. We can use either special annotation or this one. So shall we start writing one small example on it, guys? To configure predefined or third party supplied Java class as Spring Bean. We can give, tell me, instructions to IOC container. What, guys? IOC container. Just focus what is what. Complete coding we will see later. Instructions to IOC container. Either using XML configurations in the bracket bean tag. What tag, guys? Bean tag. Or using special annotation. Special annotation. What is that? At the rate bean method. At the rate bean is one annotation we are having. At the rate bean is one annotation we are having. Okay, guys. Using XML configurations. What is there, boss? Here we are having bean ID. Okay, DT. Class is equal to. What is there, guys? Class is equal to java.util.date. And indirectly, what happened, guys? Date class is configured as a Spring Bean, boss. Date class is configured as a Spring Bean with bean ID DT. With bean ID DT, that means when IOC container creates this Spring Bean class object, what is the object name, guys? What is the object name, guys? Can you guess it? Please respond. Please respond. Bean ID. This is bean ID. Yeah, this is what? Class name with package name. Fully qualified Java class na, boss? Fully qualified Java. Yes or no, na, boss? Okay. IOC container. Fully qualified class means nothing but class name with package name. IOC container. Okay. Creates java.util.date class object having name DT. Having name DT. So this is my java.util.date class object. Clear, my dear? Java.util.date class object. Array, one beauty is there. Whenever you create date class object with a zero param constructor, they internally hold system date and time. System date and time will be there as the data of the object. That's the nature of the date class, right? Okay, what is the reference variable, guys? DT. What is the reference variable, guys? DT. And this one. I hope you got it. Again, bean ID. Object name is bean ID or not? Object name is bean ID or not? Everyone getting my point there or not? Super, guys. Enjoyed this point? Okay. Tell me next one. Using @bean method. Few minutes. We'll see and we'll conclude the session. Using @bean method. Okay. Here, what is the tag we used, guys? Bean tag. Using @bean method. Don't get into technicality. Just try to understand what I am presenting. Private date. Okay, guys. Yeah, component is applicable at class level. But can we open the source code of class or date class to apply at class level? Purpose is same. Component, bean purpose is same. But the angle of utilization is different. Okay. Create date. I'm taking one method called create date, guys. Tell me what is this? Return new date of. Return new date of. Okay, guys. On the top of it, bean DT1. Bean DT1. Are you understanding my statement? This is here one different, guys. IOC container takes object returned by this method and makes it as a Spring Bean with bean ID DT1. Here you should create the object. IOC container takes that object and makes it as a Spring Bean. Makes it as a Spring Bean. Are you understanding my statement? In this approach, programmer should create the object. In this approach, programmer should create the object. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Sir, whatever method you are taking, that method should create and return only one object. And @bean annotation makes that object as a Spring Bean. Okay, guys. Sir, I will make that method returning 20 objects. That is your mistake. Atul Kumar? Okay. Sir, I will make that method not returning any object. That is your mistake. Because your intention is making the object as Spring Bean and not returning object is your mistake, right? Okay, guys. Bus is at 10 o'clock to go to Hyderabad. Sir, I will come by 11 o'clock. That is your mistake. You cannot blame bus, right? You cannot blame bus. At the rate bean is given for that purpose. No, sir, I don't return object. Your karma. Why are you blaming Spring or IOC container? IOC container takes, understanding my statement, the method returned. Date class object and makes it as Spring Bean having the bean ID D. Having the bean ID D. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Having the bean ID DT. Okay, guys. Listen, guys. Listen. Both are same. This both are same. You don't want to work with XML, then go for B. Okay. Since XML is outdated, so prefer alternate. Prefer alternate with at the rate. Convinced, my dear? Prefer alternate with at the rate. So final conclusion is what, guys? Okay. If you don't want to work with XML boss, what is the final conclusion? For user-defined classes at the rate component, for predefined classes at the rate bean, come on. Super. Okay. At the rate component is applicable at what level? Applicable at class level. At class level. Okay. Is class level and not applicable at method level. At the rate bean is applicable at what? Method level and not applicable at class level. Okay. Since it is applicable class level, okay. Use for user-defined classes because you have access at class level, right? Come on, guys. Use for predefined classes. Because you don't have a source code access, you cannot access the class level. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Convinced or not? If you don't want to use XML at all, then what is the alternate we are having? At the rate component for user-defined classes, at the rate bean for predefined classes. As XML is losing its popularity, as XML day to day is missing its popularity, you can stick with these two things. Enjoyed, my dear? Got the clarity, boss? But don't worry, by keeping old projects in mind, legacy projects in mind, maintenance projects in mind, we will see a lot of examples on XML also. From there, we will move to only annotation-based exam. From there, we will move to only annotation-based exam. Am I loud and clear? Shall we summarize what we discussed in today's class? Tell me. I'll ask few questions. Summarize means few questions, guys. Big data frameworks is related to Java application development or they are related to data science? They are related to data science. Tell me examples of big data frameworks, guys. Tell me the examples of big data frameworks. Hadoop, Spark. Which is better? Spark is better, Hadoop is better. Spark is better, Hadoop is better. Spark is better. Okay, fine, boss. Tell me, based on the kind of programming we do, style of programming we do, how many types of Java frameworks are there? Invasive, non-invasive, right? Okay, Spring Boot fall under. Spring Boot fall under non-invasive. What's the basic slogan of non-invasive framework? Develop once for one framework and you can move that code to any other framework for execution or not. Remember this statement. Hey programmer, come to me, use me, develop the application. I need not to stay with that. We need not to stay with me forever. Whenever you are not comfortable, you can move to other frameworks for executing your code. What Spring and Spring Boot says, programmer, come to me, use me, develop the application. I know you don't leave me. If you want to leave, you can leave and you can execute your code in other frameworks. Yes or no, boss? That is the attitude of MNC company. Hey, you go now, I will bring another employee. Small scale company. Hey, you come and work me forever, I will give less salary. Yes or no, boss? Small companies are like non-invasive. MNCs are like what? Non-invasive. Small companies are invasive, Rababu. They want to give less salary, they want to see employee working for them lifetime. How it works. Yeah, then we understood what is a container, right? What is a container? Container is a software program that manages the whole life cycle of the given resource or class. What do you mean by managing life cycle? Loading class, creating object, managing object, rising life cycle events, calling life cycle method, destroying object. Everything end to end will be taken care by container. In Spring, we have any containers, guys? Yes, containers are there. What is the name of Spring containers technically? IOC container. What do you mean by IOC? Inversion of control. Why they are called IOC containers? Why they are called IOC containers? They take entire operations from programmer and they complete the job of the programmer. I'll tell one small example to feel that. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Okay, look at this. Look at this. In a normal core Java application, loading class, creating object is the responsibility of programmer, na boss? Yes, na boss? But in Spring, who is doing that work? In Spring, who is doing that work? Container. So that means container is taking some job from programmer and simplifying the life of the programmer. So now you convinced why Spring containers are called IOC containers. I just said only 1% work of containers. Like this, it will do many things. Like this, it will do another 100 things. So lot of burden on the programmer is reduced or not? Is it not inversion of control? Is it not like pre-approved home loan? Is it not like pre-approved home loan, boss? Is it not looking like pre-approved home loan? Is it not looking like getting job in campus interviews itself? In campus interviews, what happens, guys? Company comes to your college, conducts interviews in your college and gives offer letter in your college. Once you are out of the college, you should try for everything. You should try for everything. Campus interviews, everything happens in your door front, right? I hope my real life examples are helping you to understand subject in a better manner. Okay, just now I talked about Spring Bean. There is no need of revising it, right? Okay. Yes, these are the backup videos, guys. Newcomers, make sure that in 2-3 days you have watched these complete videos. I hope you are enjoying the way I'm presenting subject. Don't excite. Everything comes in an order. I'll start subject from 0%. From there, I will take you to 100%. Clear, guys? Okay. Right. There is a link to collect the material, guys. But you have to become member of the group. You have to become member of the group. Okay, guys. This batch is completely online batch, boss. Okay. This batch is completely online batch. Don't worry about it. If it become offline also, I'll take online and offline together. Right. Today evening 4 p.m. I'm starting new Advanced Java batch. I hope I shared Advanced Java meeting ID with you people. Anyone is having Advanced Java meeting ID? Can you give me? Can you give me that meeting ID, boss? For 1 year also, nowadays they are expecting Spring and Spring Boot. Microservice is not required, but Spring and Spring Boot both are required. Super. Yeah, this is Advanced Java meeting ID, boss. Everyone please collect it. Today onwards, today evening 4 p.m. I'm starting new Advanced Java batch. Intro here. Different types of frameworks done. Click on post. Full stack students can come and attend this batch, but separate registration is required. 4 to 5:30. 4 to 5:30. Yeah, it can be adjusted, but in that time frame only it has to be. Yeah, listen, guys. Okay. In this section, material is available. Your batch code is 716. 716. Opposite to everyday file, there will be 3 dots, guys. Click on download. Click on download. Then go to downloads folder. Go to downloads folder. Go to downloads folder. Right click. Open with paintbrush. That's it, guys. Okay, this course fee is 8K, boss. Forever timing will be fixed, guys. Forever timing will be fixed. Sagar Naik, contact admin. Admin will talk about commercials. Admin will talk about discounts and commercials. I am not the right person. Sir, have you heard about Khanas Infotech company? I am done with final round. They are asking for $4, which is refundable. What you say? That's a fake company, boss. That's a fake company. Anyone who is asking money to join, that is a fake company. A software company is a bigger organization, Ra Babu. Okay, if they are collecting money from job seeker, mean that's a fake company. What is the course fee of this course? 8,000. 8,000 INR. Indian national rupees, 8,000. Yeah. Right. Okay. All your initial classes, you will get the backup classes. Don't worry. All your initial classes, you will get the backup classes. I'm moving here and there. As of now, offline is not possible. I will let you know once I'm ready for offline. Okay, guys. Devendra Kumar, in the Facebook group, I have uploaded that. Okay. Okay. In the Facebook group, in this file section only, one PDF document is there where you can see course content. Okay. Now listen, we are going to see Angular integration also. Super, guys. Core Java program started. Please visit Naresh IT website. Definitely every week 1 hour other batch will be there on Core Java. All Spring Boot microservice complete packs are. Yeah, this course covers Spring Basic, Spring Boot microservice, end-to-end learning of Spring and Spring Boot. End-to-end learning of Spring and Spring Boot. Are you understanding? Mr. Somashekar, you have to contact admin boss. Course duration 120 sessions to 130 sessions. Okay, guys. Pawan, you can happily recover. We'll provide backup notes, backup content. You can contact admin for backup video also. After how many days you will start Spring Boot, sir? I think we'll learn Spring Basics for 20-25 sessions. Once that is done, we will move to Spring Boot. When will evening microservice batch start, sir? Can we attend parallelly? Yes, we'll start. I will inform once started. I will inform once it is started, guys. Thank you. Have a nice time. I shared my mail ID. If anyone is having query, you can mail me.